recently we saw a situation unfold here on YouTube that really blew up. It was the debate between a man named Billy Carson and a man named Wes Huff. So let's get into that, because through this debate, we may have just saw millions come to Christ. So we've got this guy, Billy Carson. The best I've ever heard him described is like one of those ancient alien guys, if that makes any sense. He was basically preaching and teaching a bunch of crazy theories about the Bible and Jesus. He's not a Christian, but he also doesn't claim atheism. So getting into some sort of weird witchcraft stuff in there. But this guy Billy Carson, he gained a lot of attraction for these false teachings and these deconstructions of the Bible that he was doing. They really only thrived in a fishbowl, though. Like just, him and a camera making these theories, talking to people who supported his theories, not debating or anything like that. But if these points were really challenged, then they would not side. He was just going around saying things that were straight up false and citing sources that were proven forgeries. So it was kind of crazy, but he gained a lot of popularity for this, a lot of infamy as well among the Christian community and things like that. But he gained a spot on the largest podcast in the world, the Joe Rogan Experience. He was able to go on there and talk about, his theories and things like this, his beliefs, and all that stuff. But this managed to spread him further into the public eye, because this is the biggest podcast in the world we're talking about. So inevitably people saw this and people hung on to what he was saying. But this also put him in the spotlight for a lot more Christian channels, which would take his claims and start dissecting his videos. And one of the people who was doing this a lot was a man named Wesley Huff. And so he is the other debater, the protagonist of the story, if you will. He's Wesley Huff. He's a solid Baptist Christian. He's devoted his life to the study of ancient texts and ancient languages and the Bible. He's also a YouTuber. He was making these videos, dissecting, debunking Billy's stuff, and I've watched a lot of his stuff, and I definitely plan to watch a lot more, because he's a solid Christian. But he's also longtime friends with Mike Winger, if that means anything to you. Now, how did this debate come about? Well, first of all, we got to talk about this guy named Mark. Mark is the moderator of the debates, and he was previously friends with Billy at the time of this going down. He was friends with Billy, and so originally, from how I understand it, him and Billy were just going to go into the studio and talk about some of the things that Wesley Huff had put out, and like talk about them and things like that. But Mark decided, I can get this guy on, we can just talk to him in person. So he brought it up with Billy, asked if he would be okay with it. He brought it up to Wesley Huff, asked if he would be okay with it. And so they were notified 24 hours before the debate that they were going to be debating each other, that it would be in a debate format and things like that, which really, if you watch the video, it didn't turn out that much of a debate format. But it didn't have, opening statements, rebuttals or anything like that. But it was a debate. And so he was able to get them on. And so 24 hours after they were notified, they did have the debate. They put up all the cameras and they started filming, and it got put up on YouTube. And I definitely recommend that you watch this video yourself, because it was a slaughter. Wesley Huff debunked every single one of the points that Billy made, and Billy left early because of this. You've just gotta go watch it. I'm not joking. You gotta hear it to believe it. It was absolutely crazy, and it really just went to show that what Billy was saying was just absolutely false. And this absolutely blew up in his community, especially too. And we saw a lot of them turn to Christ through this, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But really, you've got to go watch this. But regardless, after the debate, it ended up blowing up, as I said. It got so many views. Just look at how many views that this video has already. This is the debate that was posted on Wesley Huff's channel that you can go watch. I'll leave a link in the description to it if you want to go watch it. Again, I recommend it. But it was blowing up, and especially within the Christian community, everyone was talking about this. It was also blowing up in Billy's community, but we didn't see as many people, making videos about it, which is to be expected. But everyone and their mother was talking about this debate, and what blew it up even further was that Billy Carson was trying to suppress this debate. He was trying to get it taken down. He was trying to get rid of it. He ended up sending cease and desist letters to Wesley Huff and also to the moderator Mark. Here's a picture of Billy Carson at the moderator Mark's door at like 3 a.m. trying to get this thing taken down. He was upset. He made like a 10-hour long, it probably wasn't that long, I can't remember exactly how long it was, but he made a live stream, talking about it. He was just super angry, and he was really trying to suppress it, but regardless of all that, it ended up staying up. And so it blew up even more because Billy was driving so much attraction to it by trying to take it down. It's very ironic, actually, like this entire situation of him trying to get it taken down and it just blowing up. It's amazing to see what happens because of that. It was just absolutely blowing up, and I know I've said that like a million times, but it was. And so after a few days, we ended up getting this picture on Wesley Huff's YouTube page. Now, if you don't know, this is Wesley Huff standing next to the person who runs the biggest podcast in the world, which is Joe Rogan, who runs the Joe Rogan Experience. And I believe the caption was like, something big's about to happen. But what we saw was that this man, this Christian, Wesley Huff, went on to the biggest podcast in the world and got to share the gospel to not only Joe Rogan, but to every single one of his listeners. It was absolutely amazing what happened. Now, why are we talking about this? Why is this important? Well, what I think we're seeing is a huge move of God in this situation. We just saw millions get exposed to the gospel, and it's not like, they saw this video and they turned it off. We are seeing this work on people. If you just go down the comment section on the Joe Rogan Experience and on the debate, you will see people who are converting to Christianity through this. And I will just, I'll read one comment here. This comment says, I hope Wes sees this comment. I've been an atheist that believed many of Billy's claims for my entire life. Since the debate, I've been watching a lot of your content, and I'm going to say something I've never said before. Wes has single-handedly dismantled my entire worldview on the Abrahamic doctrines. Not only do I realize how incorrect I've been my entire life, I am beginning to believe the Christians may actually be right about everything. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. Thank Wes for shattering my worldview and setting me down on a solid foundation. Now, if you don't think that's amazing, I think that's amazing. And that's just one person who came forward in the debate and shared what their experience was. This is, before the Joe Rogan Experience, and this was, before the whole situation blew up. We are seeing many people, we're seeing a huge work of God through this. This is definitely God sent. This may have just reached more people for the gospel of Jesus Christ than I will ever reach in my entire lifetime. And that is crazy to me. that this situation blew up that much. It was absolutely crazy. But what I'm beginning to see is a lot of young people, a lot of teens, a lot of young adults deciding that they don't want to live in this dark world, that they don't want to see their children grow up in this dark world. And they're realizing that this atheist culture and this turning away from God is hurting our nation, and that Christian truths, that the truths of their grandparents are still true today, that the religion of their grandparents was the truth, that the religion of the pilgrims was the truth. And we're seeing a lot of people turn back to God, and we're seeing a lot of people start buying Bibles. I saw in the news that that Bible sales were like up in 2024 by like a large amount. And it's a huge encouragement to me to see people come back to God's word and to Christianity and to the church, because it's just an amazing thing to see this nation these young people start to want to change the nation. It was an encouragement to me, and I hope that it's been an encouragement to you. This entire situation, I hope this entire situation has been an encouragement to you. And when you really think about it, it was all because of one man, and well, God, of course, but also because of one other man. Not Wesley Huff. No. I think it was because of Billy Carson. Here's a comment that Mike Winger put up. Many thanks to Billy Carson for making this happen. That was on the Joe Rogan Experience there. Because he tried to suppress it so much, because he tried to get rid of, the exposing of his false doctrines. We saw many people get exposed even further to the gospel, and the truths about these false things really come to light. So, God bless you, friend. I hope this situation was an encouragement to you. I know it's been an encouragement to me. I know you can tell by the smile on my face, but God bless you, and I will see you next video.